Previously on True Future, Israel.
Are there a lot of women engineers in Israel?
Not enough.
Did you find any bias as a female?
At times, yes.
I was the first female to start a VC in Israel.
So thank you, gentlemen. Mazel.
You?
We're going to challenge your Hebrew at the end of the day.
That's it.
Oh,
That's all I got. Cheers. Good seeing you guys. Cheers. Thanks for making it out.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah. Pleasure.
I know you're both very busy.
It is gorgeous out. It's your classic Mediterranean, perfect weather for a twilight cocktail.
So what beach is this?
I think it's Jerusalem Beach here.
That's right. You're a Bostonian.
Just have bad accent and no Hebrew.
Tal and I go way back. He was the founder of Corindus. I had helped him assemble some of the team over at Corindus, and we just hit it off. You know, there are people that you just connect with mentally, spiritually, and Tal's one of those people for me.
When did you move to the States?
2006, in the middle of Northeastern with a wife and a 3-year-old. She did not like me back then.
But you were born here in Israel,
Yeah.
Haifa, right?
Born and raised in Haifa.
Did you move to Boston because of the company you founded, Corindus?
Yeah, we started Corindus in a technion incubator. It's a robotic for vascular procedure, for stent placement. Coronary, peripheral, now moving into stroke and brain. Like a one-man show, and then after 3 years, we moved to Boston, the entire company. You know, the way we started Corindus is how do you bridge the gap between a physician and a patient? We were successful, and now Corindus was sold back in August. The closing was earlier this week to Siemens Healthcare for $1.1 billion.
Yeah. So that's a nice story.
That's a great story.
Great story.
It took 17 years.
And now the two of you, your two companies merged with each
Yeah,
other.
Jad is running a company doing more personalized medicines.
Yeah.
So how do you create a baseline and you follow that, right?
Yeah.
What my company brought to the table is more big data and triage of chronic patient based on big data. When you fuse them together, you can approach everything.
How would you best describe that venture?
The leading vocal biomarkers company in the world.
So it's a vocal artificial intelligence, vocal AI?
Yeah, it's how do you use your voice to analyze and monitor your health? As simple as that. You have so many sensors in your body, like color of your skin, color of your pupil, blood pressure, blood count. We'll know how to understand that, tie that to disease. No one investigates the voice, right?
Interesting.
But as a physician, they taught how to do that.
Back when I was practicing medicine, I treated many patients with voice-affecting diseases, such as asthma, lung infection, but also heart failure. And we came up with the idea that in the same way that my ear could detect a change, a sophisticated AI-based algorithm on smart devices could do the same. So,
When I call my wife on the phone, she knows if something's wrong right away.
So we all know that about our loved one. But how do you use that? What's unique about us is we actually break it down to what's called voice features. So the components that build the voice. I don't need your voice, I need the
signals that form the voice.
Correct.
That's really interesting. I have heart failure. Your technology can analyze that voice so you can diagnose whether I'm symptomatic or not?
So I think we're not there yet.
Yeah.
The vision is healthy patients, of course, right? So
Yeah.
think about your thermometer. What is a thermometer? It raises a flag, right? Something is wrong with your body. But how do you take that knowledge and scale that? And voice is scalable, right? Everyone has a cell phone.
and you know, today when voice is all around you, you speak with your phone, you speak with your car, you speak with your smart refrigerator. It will monitor us continuously.
So Siri could be listening to my voice, potentially say, oh, wait a minute, there's a signal change in there. Let me send that to my physician. So with that, when we talk about data, is privacy overrated?
No, I think privacy is important, right? I mean, we need the patient, whoever wants to be monitored, to trust us. But privacy is all about trust. That I can say to you, hey, we're not going to abuse the data. We're not going to be Facebook. We're going to use the data to help you.
That's a concern. But the more we restrict data, the less we accelerate the ability to take care of people.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What do you hope for that technology?
The hope that will be standard of care. That's what you want. I mean, sure. But like anything in life, you kind of see the transition of, if you look on the workforce, right? Think about the bank as an example. There are no tellers anymore. It's all ATMs or even the app. Yeah. It's the same with robotic. People will change their jobs and roles to provide better care, and better cost and more achievable. Now, it sounds naive sometimes and sounds too far away, but it's not that far.
No, I believe the world needs the dreamers, the pragmatic dreamers like you too. Right? How big can I think where it's almost ridiculous? And then I can come to Israel and think like that.
Yeah.
Historically, medtech has been focused on a device that sits on a patient and can touch the patient and thereby maybe heal the patient. I think this technology is a gateway to where we see medicine going, where I could be living in Open Zipper, Iowa, and potentially have this with a world-class heart failure or stroke specialist in New York who could diagnose that for me, and probably not going to have that person in the middle of Iowa. That's huge.
You left Israel, you went to Boston with Corindus.
Yeah.
You had a very successful exit out of there. I personally know you had many opportunities in the States, right? You and I are good friends, and I know that. Why do you think you keep on coming back to Israel for this leading edge tech?
I think it's the thinking outside of the box in the end of the day, right? It's that disruptive notion that I don't want to be just another iterative thing. And that's number one. And number two, I think it's a culture that allows you to make mistakes.
Yeah.
It's okay to make mistakes. There's a lot of good companies that fail, and people, all right, we're done. Let's do the next one. I think the other thing, Joe, and you know that better, is people, I'll say like me, that went to the States for 2 to 5 years and stayed longer, coming back.
Yeah.
And now they got spoiled a little bit by the US culture, in a good way.
Yeah.
They know how to balance that, and they know to think about the customers and the market, bring that know-how and knowledge here, and you think a little bit differently.
And I'm glad you brought that up, so I didn't have my viewers be pissed at me, but one of the things that the Israelis do extraordinarily well is tech. One of the things they can improve on is customer interface and dealing with the FDA.
I'll be honest, I thought it was different when I was in Israel. Hey, I know marketing, I know everything.
Right.
Little did I know. When I came there, I realized I was on the spectrum. Still maybe better, but still on that left side. Right. And you learn that it's a culture, and you have to understand not what the customer says that he wants, but what they actually need. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, congratulations to both you guys.
Hey, thanks for hosting us.
Thank you. Appreciate the time tonight. I know you're both busy building a company.
Small details. Hey, you have to have fun along the way.
That's it.
It's fascinating to watch people like Tal and Shady and technologies like Vocalis literally deliver to us a Star Trek Gene Roddenberry moment right in front of our eyes. It doesn't happen very often where you get to see what was projected to be somewhere in the far future, literally living in our palm of our hand, being able to diagnose you're going to have a catastrophic incident in the next 3 months. I can hear it in your voice.
Yeah, cheers. Cheers.
How would I say that in Hebrew?
L'chaim. Oh, now you know how to say it.
And I got that.
Will a first mover like Vocalis have an easy path? I don't know. It's going to have challenges, like all science does. You've got sort of adoption issues, utilization issues, and privacy issues. Tal's lucky it's coming out of Israel. Tal's lucky that he has a win behind him. He won't be lucky, though, when he makes it a success. That'll be just on experience, grit, and being with the right technology at the right time. Next time on True Future, Israel. Is Israel going to be a Silicon Valley? Where are we going from here?
We may have a few more surprises down our sleeves. We are the first robotic system that is hands-free.